Hi, I'm the Fury 79.
No, I'm the Fury 79, and today we're doing a side-by-side
On the IGO W clone.
and the IGO W itself. So first up, let's look at them. Now, you'll see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it properly, but the clone is actually slightly taller.
Which I don't think is necessarily a bad point.
Bigger chamber, more room for air to circulate, I think.
Yeah.
Although I was noticing with, a quick shout out here to Mr. Dan Foshizi when he was doing, was it the IOS? The one that he put up today on the group? He said it's got a very small chamber, and that's a good thing, and of course this has got a smaller chamber. So, quick vape test.
Yeah. Got a weird bubbling effect going on that. No, seriously.
I wasn't tasting burnt.
Yeah, that'll be the wick.
Okay. So vapor-wise, it's pretty much similar. However, this is sub-ohmed and has a hole bored out already. So, and this has 2 holes, whereas that only has the one.
This only got one, did you one?
And see, this one has one there, which as you can see I've bored out, and on the opposite side an unbored out one. Okay.
That's only because you got bored halfway through boring.
Oh, it took a bloody age. So far we've got the 2 differences. That one's taller and only has 1 hole. Operationally, keep it together. Giggity.
This has been a long process.
Would you believe this is take 78? And we're still fucking it up. Yes! Obviously the mods we're using, we were going to use my Smyrna 1, but for some reason the IGO W didn't want to work on it. That's all the way up. I think it was actually the Sigeli that I borrowed off of Mark may have done something to it, but I've not been tinkering for a while. So anyway, it works on the K600, so that's good enough, and we'll do a comparison between the KTS and the Smyrna later. I mean, operationally, what can you see much of a difference? Wow. God, show the camera. That's mad. And of course, you don't see that in there.
That's why you're getting a warm vape.
Fucking hell, mate.
There we go. Now it's always important to burn the wick.
Not literally though.
I don't think the mod's supposed to do it for you.
No. Right, okay, so let's go down to the insides now. Right. Oh no, stand behind the camera and do this.
Would you like me to hold your mod?
That's fine. As you can see, I've got Phillips heads. Okay, and we've got a similar coil array, 2 micros with folded wick. Or have you got cotton?
Well, you've got cotton.
Right, so I've got folded silica. As you can see, he's got hex grub screws.
Which are a pain in the arse.
Which are a pain in the arse, but then what tool's easier to carry about? A Phillips head screwdriver or a small hex key?
Well, the small hex key, you see, lives in my little re-wicking pouch, and obviously I use it for other stuff as well.
Exactly. So,
because it is good for wrapping around little
cords, and you like the pin method.
Well, no, I make micro.
We're doing a serious video.
I do micro coils on it. I'll tell you what, you get a fucking tiny little micro.
But we're doing a serious.
Don't
Stop it.
Yes.
Hi.
Hex screw.
Hex key
Thing. Screw you.
Fuck you. We love each other, really.
I don't watch Freddy Got a Thing the other day. That's just
Shiny shoe.
That's just brought back the fuck you, fuck me.
Shiny shoe. Japan 4. Movie quotes. If you know Freddy Got Fingered, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Now the back was man, the back was man, and come on back was food. Daddy really likes some sausage.
Look at me, Daddy. I'm a farmer. Serious review.
And welcome to RT79, serious review of the film Freddy Got Fingered. And there's some vaping at some point. That's an Aspire BDC.
We did that.
Just.
No, well, we did that first, and we did an update, and now we're doing this one. So anyway, back to the IGO W.
I need to review that.
Get on with it then. So, I've had a go on the clone, and obviously you've had a go on the W.
Yes.
Can we really say there's much of a difference?
Yes.
Apart from the modification I've done.
Well, not really. I mean, the modification. I mean, yours comes with 2 holes as standard. Obviously, you bored the one out. This only comes with 1, which I think for a dual coil dripper is a bit odd. It's going to need another hole, but the other hole is going to have to go through that little sun motif.
Yeah, which is actually really quite pretty, unless you do it bang dead centre.
Yeah, but then it's going to be too high. You want it sort of. Because even saying that though, I think that hole.
Actually, that hole's slightly larger.
Yeah,
Only marginally.
It's about the same sort of level as well, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, roughly. I think it's just a shade higher.
Yeah, the clone's a touch high, about a mil or so.
I wouldn't even say it's a mil. It's about half a mil. About a mil, half a mil.
Yeah, but we're talking vaping here. Half a mil might as well be a mile.
Well, yeah, actually, to be fair, there you go.
It is a very pretty device. It didn't come with the long chimney. It came with a shorter chimney.
I bought that from Vape Gear ages ago.
And I've been using it on the
well, you have
Phoenix.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
The Phoenix, which I don't know where we got that from, but I got it from Ben.
I don't know.
We should use that picture again on this.
Can that be our new picture?
Yes. Yes, it can.
Channel motif and everything.
No, that's me.
Why is it got to be you?
Because it's my channel. It was originally my Circus Arts channel, for fuck's sake. Anyway, serious.
Serious.
So I've had a go on this, the clone, and I honestly think there's bugger all difference, to be honest.
No, I think once we get around to doing modifications on it,
it will be a very, very good functioning device.
Which, let's face it, can you think of a single tank or dripper or any at all that either one of us has had that we haven't modified in one shape or form?
Yes, I do have one that I've not modified at all.
Which?
Steam turbo. I've not touched that at all, but it came pre-modified.
They didn't even see that.
But no, that was a gift though, wasn't it, from Bear?
Yeah.
So, good friend Bear, alright mate.
What about?
Sick as chits.
So yeah, we like to modify, even if it's just something as simple as redoing the EVOD heads at lower ohms, because I like them about 1.4.
See, I like mine about 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a 0.1, 0.2 of a difference, but you know what, as we said, a mil in vaping may as well be a mile in a lot of cases. At least that's our opinion anyway, and there are of course our opinions. There are other opinions available. Because opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one and they often stink.
Yes, there are.
I've always wanted to say that in the video.
Up top. I've always wanted to say blah. Blah.
Down below.
Blah.
Oh, we rocking. Mm-hmm.
Yes. There's other things I want to say in the video as well, but YouTube won't let me.
Yeah, I want to keep going, dude. At least let's go till the ban comes in. Fuck you, Europe.
Ban?
It's a shame we can't go to Brussels.
Yeah. I know, but obviously you're expecting
baby's
jury.
My work.
My boss.
Do we have passports? I don't.
I don't anymore either, but I could have got one, but it's not the point. My boss's son is getting married, so basically somebody's got to run the place while he's not there.
You run the place anyway.
Yeah, I know, when he's there I know, so imagine what it's going to be like when he's not.
Vape.
I like using a bod like that.
Anyway, so final thoughts on the clone IGO W and the real thing.
Right, well, let's do a price comparison, right? The IGO W, the official, original, authentic IGO W, clocks in around $12.99.
Yeah, about 12 to 18 quid, depends where you go.
Yeah, if you see them for.
Let's do a quick price scan. Possibly looking. You keep talking.
We'll go on a vape gear because they're about $12.99 on vape gear.
Hold on.
Right, so, and the clone, which you can buy from a certain Chinese website.
Slow tech.
Fail Tech.
Shite tech.
Clone Tech. Clocks in at like $5 something,
Well,
which
it's going
is
to be about 3 or 4 quid, isn't it?
yeah, it's about £3.
IGO W on vape gear is $15.99, and that'll be without tax.
No, I think he's modified.
No, he has modified. He's actually put bloody tax back on, which is got very confusing. It is $15.99.
So $15.99 on
next
vape
day.
gear. Next day, because he's good like that.
Keith is
As long as you order it at a reasonable time, don't order it at 11 o'clock at night and expect
like we
it.
normally do, and expect it like the next morning.
Yeah, you were terrible with vape mail.
Fucking horrible.
I just ordered something. I'm watching for the postman. Dude, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm watching for the postman. Which, by the way, Royal Mail, 3 packages now, you bastards.
Don't even talk to me about raw milk. I sent some juice up to Tony. Non-nicotine containing juice, in case anybody from Raw Mail is watching. Right, 24 milligram.
Yeah, 24 milligrams is a weight.
Yes. Yes.
It weighed 20. Moving on. So yeah, if you can deal with the weight from Fast Tech, then the clone is obviously the better value, I think, because as far as I'm concerned, apart from being slightly taller and only having 1 hole, which is something you can modify yourself.
Can I just have a look? I know it's going to sound odd. I just want to have a look at the 510 connection.
Actually, no, that's a good point. It's something we yeah, that's a good thing.
Actually, look.
Come down a touch more. There we go, and that way. There, bang on. Look at that. This is the clone. Is that the clone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the clone. As you can see, I don't know if you can make that out. There is a flathead slot, so I'm presuming that's adjustable. And there isn't one there, and so that's
also flush as well.
It's also
so that
flush.
might be where you're getting the problem with the thing.
The Smyrna, yeah, and that sticks out. So that'll be interesting to put on the. There you go. Let me see that. That was. Yep, bang on. We're in focus.
So.
And also, if you come across again this way, you'll see there's a difference just underneath the thread as well. That post is actually thicker than the original.
Yeah.
Only marginally, but then that's it, isn't it? All the differences are marginal.
Yeah, they're marginal differences, but then with a dripping atomizer, I don't think there's a lot that you can fuck up.
Well, no, there's no seal as per, just your O-rings that stop doing anyway. If you flood it,
yeah, you got the dual O-rings on yours.
Exactly. So
you know, I mean that comes off easy enough. I did do the old vaping technique, because when I got this it was so difficult to get that off, so I just got some nasty juice and just
lubed it up.
Yes.
I remember we did that with the, was it Boyga juice?
Oh. Yeah, because we just changed the O-ring on the logo.
And it didn't quite work, so we lubed it up with shit juice, which happened to be
burger juice.
Oh God, you haven't tried that lot from Dave Malik. You're a bastard, Dave Malik.
Dave, I think you're a top bloke. Cheers, mate.
You got to try them, yeah? Bollocks. Yep. You're broadcasting tonight here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might go home.
Thought you might say that.
I'm not going home, am I?
No. Dickhead.
I really do love you, mate.
I love you too, man.
And obviously this is the first video of the year where we've actually done stuff together. Well,
a proper type review thing.
Yeah.
So,
because other than that,
I think this is our first proper serious review ever.
This is me on the channel doing something actual vape related for the first time this year.
Actually, yeah, it is.
Because the last thing I did was the New Year's update. Where I just said hello, thank you to all the people who have helped us.
Yeah. Actually, I want to do a shout out video tonight as well for everybody who's helped us over the past year. But that's next. Anyway, overall, what we saying? I'm going
to give it for build quality, because I don't think it's got a bad build quality on it. For a clone as well.
It's well made.
The only thing that annoys me is the hex screws, but then I've always got the hex key on me.
Is it something that is being picky for picky's sake or picky because it is a problem?
I think it's being picky for picky's sake because you get the hex key with the device anyway.
I was going to say, with most rebuildables, if it has that requirement, you will get that toy.
Plus, I've got half a dozen of them. Thing.
Being an RCer, I've got a drawer full of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
I mean,
that's full of them as well. So.
I mean, so the hex keys really isn't an issue, and I don't like fiddly little screws.
I've got to say, I think I'd rather have the hex keys.
The thing, I mean, the holes in the post, you just think it's done. Obviously, it does mean you can't use ribbon on it. Unless you want to
sit and faff about with twist, but then we're sort of going more along coils now with like twisted agros and
you're getting into real advanced stuff, and that's not really relevant in
terms of the device itself.
I think honestly, for what it's going to cost you, even for buying.
And are they still doing free delivery worldwide?
Yeah, you just have to wait like 4 weeks.
So really, it comes down to that age-old thing which everybody's been moaning about Fastech since the beginning. Are you prepared to wait?
It's a bit unpredictable, don't it? 'Cause, I mean, I've had one order from them and it took like 12 days. I've had this order which took like 4 and a bit weeks, but then they had a holiday in the middle.
Well, it's China, isn't it?
Yeah. You just got to be careful with the holidays and stuff. It will tell you on the website. Personally, I would say if you're impatient, spend the extra money, go on a vape gear, get it from there.
Or whatever website you decide to choose.
Plus, I mean, I don't mind that little sun motif. I mean,
all you've really got on the IGO W is just the UD logo and the IGO W. That's it. Don't know if you can even make that out. Actually,
do you remember when UD had about 4 Atties?
God, yeah. And now they've got about 20.
Yeah.
Well, you've got the T, the T2, the T3, the T4.
Alright, then you've got the IGO W.
Which, by the way, Boulders has reviewed on the channel previously.
You've got the IGO W, you've got the IGO W3, IGO W4,
IGO L,
IGO L,
IGO LS.
And you've got the IGO S.
And the F.
And the F. I like the IGO F. We need to get hold of one.
I want to get hold of one. They're nice.
They look good on a pipe.
Yeah, it would.
I think that's where the Phoenix would come into its own, or the Yoda, for instance. Yoda.
Where did I get the Yoda from?
Stealth 8. Yeah, because the Yoda is basically like a...
Well, it's an octopus clone, isn't it, really?
Yeah, but the octopus is a clone of the Smock. The Smock RDA.
Well, whatever way you look at it, and I suppose this is the point of the video, something is a clone of something. Really?
Well, it's like, I said this 6 months ago and I still stick by it now. With vaping, unless you want to spend 200-300 quid on a piece of vaping gear, you're never going to get the original.
Funny you say something like that. It was brought up in the group today. There are certain groups that will only allow you in if you're vouched for and if you've got top end stuff. Now, obviously, I've been desiring things like a Diablo hybrid since Vape Fest last year. I've got the Smurf.
I want the black Diablo hybrid.
Still bloody do. But I'm loath to spend 183 quid on what is essentially the same as the iHybrid, which is a little cheaper. I think it's about 120 quid. And that's also the same as a hybrid from Fastech, which was about, what, $25? About 18 quid? It's the same thing, really. It's just the materials are different. It's like my Vamos. I've got an original Vamo and I've got a clone Vamo from Fastech. And do you know what? The clone works better.
I'm not saying a word, mate, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's a proper Sagadi.
As is my Sid, it's a proper Smock.
Yeah. And they're great devices. But they're good quality devices for the price you pay for them.
But look at the boards. What's the difference between the boards? There's two differences. One says the Gelly Wings in on, mine says Smock. And mine doesn't have the RMS mean function, which if you're just
completely fucking useless.
Well, so as I said in my review of it the other day, if you're just a regular vapor, you don't need it. You don't need it. I'm
a regular vapor. Honestly, if I ever even go that far into the menu, I'm a bit confused.
You sit there and go, what?
Power, voltage. Power. Voltage. Power. Voltage. Power.
Which we prefer watts. It's a slightly smoother delivery, but it's a direct current as opposed to an alternating current, which is volts and sort of like that.
Also with watts, it's almost impossible to actually pop a coil.
I beg to differ. I've done that, but that's for another video.
Yes. What were you on, about 20 watts?
No, I was on 11.
You cranked it up to 11.
I cranked it up to 11. Well, no, it came set at 11.
There you go, more movie trivia for you. Incidentally, did you know that the BBC iPlayer goes all the way up to 11?
Really?
Most players obviously go up to 10 or 100, depending.
We love you, BBC, because you completely fucking ignored us until recently. So, clones. Are they a bad idea or are they not? Well, personally, do you know what? It gives a crap. Right, I've got a Caravella over there that I acquired recently. That's turned out to be a clone. The only real problem I can find with it is it's a little bit too conductive of electricity.
Was I right? Do all the clones have the same number?
Yes, you were right. Actually, I saw another one today that had exactly the same number on it, which I was sort of inclined to agree in the first place anyway, because he is a clone.
Yeah.
I don't actually think Caravella run up to those numbers.
Yes.
I think they only do runs of 100.
I would imagine probably so. Well, honestly, personally for me, my personal opinion on clones is if you're willing to wait or you want that device but you don't want to pay top end for it, try a clone.
Why not?
The worst that can happen is you can spend, I mean, what's the most expensive clone device? About 35 quid UK price for a hammer or something like that?
Something like that. It's about the going rate for a clone. It's about 30 to 35 quid. And if you compare that to, see what Caravella is, about 180 quid. It's 200 quid.
It's next to nothing. And the way I look at it is, yeah, alright, so your top end mods, they're fantastic, they're brilliant, they're pretty, you know, it's a piece of vaping swag. But swag isn't important. As long as you're vaping, it doesn't matter if you're on an Ego with a C4, which by the way, if you're on a C4, please get an EVOD.
Yeah, much better. It's a clone, but it still looks good.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Get some brass on it and it'll look well nice. That'll be a nice bit of vaping swag.
As long as you're vaping, you're making that choice to vape.
Does it matter?
No, I think, especially with mods, I think the majority of times, I think atomizers, I think you're more often than not better to go with a proper, authentic
an
device.
original.
I mean, the difference...
But that comes down to the quality of material used in the wick.
Yeah, a lot of the time. I mean, if you can re-wick, but like a clone EVOD, for instance, will market for about 4 quid. A real EVOD will market for about 6.
And you can re-wick both heads. They're identical. Some I find are a little bit fat and a bit of a tight squeeze into a proper Kanga EVOD, but it still goes in.
I got 7 different styles of the heads. I know Kanga did change the pin at one point from quite a fat pin to quite a thin pin, but that I mean that's Kanga. You're going to get modifications of devices over time anyway. So something that you might think is a clone might just be an old one of the original. Yeah, it's still got that little clicky on the thingy. But that, I mean, that's where you get clones. Clones is the build quality or the quality of the materials that's used.
Well, it's still decent steel, there's still decent brass.
Yeah.
And I know my metals.
So, you know, I mean, a clone is a clone. Don't think of them as clones. If you don't like the word clone, think of them as a tribute.
Yeah. So what we're saying, and I think what we're saying is pretty much, it gives a crap.
As long as you're vaping.
As long as you're happy.
Vape it.
I'm happy with my IGO W, you're happy with your clone IGO W, and to be fair, actually out of the two, I think I prefer that one.
That's because it's just got that little sun motif.
No, I just think it works better.
Yeah.
It seemed a lot more efficient at delivering the voltage.
It is.
Which I'm generally finding with the clones.
Yeah, I think that's got to do with more with the material, because I know that a lot of these high-end, well not high-end, but authentic ones are using a slightly better steel and stuff like that, but with the slightly better steel you need some of those impurities in it to add the conductivity.
Well, in a comparison with the Caravella has brass pins and firing button pins. That has copper.
Well, copper is like quite commonly used for everything.
Yep. Well, it's used in wire, isn't it? A lot of people take wire to scrappies just for the copper content, and it's very highly conductive.
Don't have to tell me, my old man's a lecky.
There you go. So, I think what we're saying, clones win, really. I mean...
It just comes down to price, doesn't it? I mean, it's doing the same... How much are you
willing to spend?
It's doing the same job, for the same... we could wick on with exactly the same thing, and it'd do the same job. I think, honestly, it comes down to 2 factors, price and time. If you don't want to pay it up, and you haven't got the time,
I know Innovator do clones. They're a UK company.
Yeah, but obviously if you buy from the UK, you're paying that little bit extra on top.
But as compared to £200 as to £30.
Very true. But I mean, honestly, if you're worried about your pocket, then
Ben uses fast tag all the time, doesn't he?
yeah, a bit too much. He's always buying.
I think we should end now, because we're probably going to have to cut a lot out of this. Just
Yeah,
for the time limit on YouTube, but...
Yeah, I think honestly, clones win this one.
I do. I'm in full agreement, actually.
So, there you go. He's been the Fury 79.
He's been RY1.
Sassy boys.
Peace. There's a little button there. Oh no, we're still recording. I pressed...